Tonight on Reporting Scotland, a man who blackmailed girls as young as 12 with fake nude pictures gets 3 years in prison. One of his victims said she was left traumatised.
This is serious, like he's basically threatening me and like blackmailing me. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was like really scared and like I was shaking and I couldn't really calm down.
Also on the programme, jailed for life, Conor Ward convicted of planning terror attacks on mosques from his home in Banff. As she fights extradition in Edinburgh, former Catalan Minister Clara Ponsatí's lawyer says charges against her are politically motivated. 35 and counting, more medals for Scotland down under. On the track, Eilidh Doyle took silver for her third successive Commonwealth Games. And artists from all over the world are using walls and buildings as their canvases as art takes to the streets in Aberdeen. Good evening. A 22-year-old man who blackmailed schoolgirls by sending them pictures with their faces photoshopped onto nude bodies has been jailed for 3 years. Sean McQuaig from Glasgow targeted 9 girls. They were aged between 12 and 17. He pled guilty to 20 charges spanning from January 2016 to June last year. Katie Hunter reports.
Sean McQuaig targeted young, vulnerable girls on Facebook. The 22-year-old threatened to post photoshopped nude images with the girls' faces if they didn't send him pictures of themselves. One of his victims was Claire. She was 16 at the time.
First of all, I was shocked. I didn't really know what to do. And then it really settled in on me, like, this is serious, like, he's basically threatening me and, like, blackmailing me. So, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was, like, really scared, and, like, I was shaking and I couldn't really calm down. And that's when I really told my mom about it.
Police caught McQuaig when one of the girls reported him, allowing officers to link the 22-year-old to another unsolved case.
We were able to effectively piece the jigsaw together and come up that Sean McQuaig was involved in both cases. So if it wasn't for her bravery and coming forward and having the confidence to do that, we may never have known.
McQuaig set up fake Facebook profiles using a number of different names to target his young victims. He told one 12-year-old girl to stop telling lies when she said a photoshopped picture wasn't her. He wrote, "If you don't admit it's you, I'm going to upload it on Facebook." Another victim pleaded with him, "Please stop doing this. I will honestly kill myself if you post that pic." Glasgow Sheriff Court heard he threatened to harm some of the girls' families. And on one occasion, he did post a photoshopped picture on Facebook. This morning, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison and a further 3 years supervision in the community. Sheriff Joanna Johnson told McQuaig he had targeted young, vulnerable girls using images for his sexual gratification. Referring to background reports, Sheriff Johnson said McQuaig presented a high risk of reoffending. Police also found McQuaig had more than 2,600 indecent images of children. Officers say his criminal behaviour was escalating.
Creating a checklist of how to groom children online, creating a checklist of how he would like to abduct, sexually assault, and even in one occasion murder one of the victims is really concerning to me. So I don't think we're talking about someone who's a fantasist here. I think we're talking about someone who had the capability to ultimately commit these types of offences.
Claire is urging any victims of online sexual abuse to come forward. She says her thoughts are with McQuaig's younger victims.
It's like kind of disgusts me, I guess, because no one should do that to younger girls, especially vulnerable girls like 12-year-olds or like just anyone, really, even if they're older. No one should be doing that.
Police say the investigation into McQuaig is ongoing. They don't believe all his victims have come forward. Katie Hunter, Reporting Scotland, Glasgow.
A senior Scottish Government minister has said MPs and the United Nations must give their backing before the UK embarks on any possible military action against Syria. Fiona Hislop was speaking as Theresa May chaired an emergency cabinet meeting to discuss the way forward after the weekend chemical attack in the rebel-held town of Douma. David Porter is in Downing Street for us. David.
Sally, deciding whether to commit forces to offensive military action is probably one of the most important single actions any political leader will ever have to make. This afternoon, Theresa May summoned her senior colleagues, her cabinet, to Downing Street to discuss whether they would take part in possible military action with the United States against Syria. She outlined to them the intelligence, while she believes that the regime of President Assad is responsible for the chemical attack near Douma, and also as well the cabinet wanted to know what the long-term strategy would be. It is one thing committing military action, but as MPs and ministers know, the words Iraq and Libya are seared on the memories of many. What will happen, and indeed what any exit strategy would be. Now, of course, defence and foreign affairs are matters reserved here at Westminster. But the Scottish Government has become involved today. Their Cabinet Minister, Fiona Hislop, says it is not right that it is just the Cabinet that would make any decision about military action. MPs should have a say as well.
The United Kingdom government must ensure that the Westminster Parliament is consulted in a parliamentary vote before any action is taken, and the United Nations should also be involved in any decision on international military action.
Now, condemnation of what happened in Douma over the weekend has been universal.